Welcome back to JMC Live. I'd like to thank everyone for showing up tonight. When I took the break, I talked about how your tongue, the words that we say, can bring life and death. And it's very evident when you are in Congress. The bantering, the arguments, the debates that you do between Republicans, Independents, and Democrats is very broad and very outspoken as to what can happen, because depending on what you say, what you agree on, you're letting your yes be a yes, let your no be a no, and the American people being exposed to what people say and what people do, and propaganda that comes in and comes out. Good example is what I just gave you guys, an exclusive look at unemployment. What is really going on to the American people. And you know what? This isn't something that just happened. When people 10 years ago ran out of the 26 weeks, when we were at 10% unemployment in the 90s, and it wasn't that big of a deal, the same thing happened then. Mark says history repeats itself. Mark says history repeats itself. And for the new people that came in, I'm going to show this one more time because you guys aren't grasping it. What I showed is on the front of the unemployment website here in Ohio. It says claimants may continue to file for benefits. You don't believe me? Watch this. Watch this. Claimants may continue. Well, that's not it. I'm too far up. It says claimants may continue to file for benefits which may be retroactive upon enactment of any possible extension. This does not mean the benefits will be extended. Now, I'm going to log in, and I'm putting this up here so you guys don't see my login credentials. You guys don't believe me that this is what it really is. Let me show you. Look up here. This is unemployment.ohio.gov. And I know we just lost 8 people. I don't know why. Probably because they didn't realize that I have a 30-second commercial. I don't know what the commercial is this week. But, when you share truth and you try and expose how things really are and what's really happening, you run into problems. The founding Christians, and I'm going to try to get that quote. I can't talk right now.
Croak?
The croak. I'm trying to get you the croak. No, the quote. But,
you're croaking.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty bad. I'm going to take a drink of coffee. When you run into these situations and the different things that happens, too many American people end up being afraid, confused, and unaware of what God can do for you and through you and for you. Now, why is that? Why is these things occurring in today's society? It's very apparently simple. It's because when we first started doing politics in America, and I can't log into this, give me a second, folks. There we go. I think I got in. When we first got into society here and we started working on politics, we needed people such as super delegates and all these different things because it took so long to go between the 13 colonies and when we got the Northwest Territory and we expanded and eventually went over to the West and Louisiana purchased the whole bit. It took forever. You seen the horses on Wells Fargo? You know, that's what it was, you know. It was a carriage, and a carriage of horses that carried the mail, you know. The Pony Ride Express. Or the Pony Express. So some people called it the Pony Ride Express, depending on where you lived. It was a little joke. So they had super delegates. We still have these people today. If you look at the last voting system, how many times has Florida had a problem with voting? 3 times. Are you aware of the non-vote, I vote for neither, that happened in Michigan and Florida? Yes, this happened during this last vote. Hillary Clinton was not allowed to get onto the voting registrar, and she signed up too early. Hillary Clinton's group of people made a statement saying, vote for neither. So the majority vote in these two states were neither. Now remember, they say Americans vote count. You know what ended up happening? There was a Republican and Democratic committee established to decide and delegate, oh, what are we going to do about these two states that are very important to society and government and what we're going to do? You know what they voted on and agreed upon? We're going to allow Obama and Hillary and McCain to all have equal votes. Equal votes. They just split it. Because the argument. So, what's going to happen with the next voting system, the next time? You know, we've already found out about, you know, things like Acorn and SEIU and, you know, people like the Weather Ground and how so many crazy things are happening. Now, I'm going to send you guys this quote that I was reading a minute ago because I just found it. I'm posting it in the chat for you guys. It's Leonard Ravenhill. It states, the early church was married to poverty, prisons, and persecutions. Today, the church is married to prosperity, personality, and popularity. How many times you can turn on the TV or look in a paper, it says, you know, The Secret. There's this big, you know, movement about The Secret of the Zeitgeist, the New Age, and even in some churches now we're starting to do mantras and yogas and all this other weird stuff. What's happening in society? We have done a shift from values that are historical. You see where Paul was in prison, Silas was in prison, Jesus was crucified, and he said, you know, in Revelation and elsewhere, you see where persecution is going to happen, and that it doesn't matter about the rapture or not. Every Christian is going to go through some form of torturous form of persecution. Whether it's you go to your job and people make fun of you because you're conservative dress, or because you believe in God that you won't go and watch this movie, or whatever it is, you're going to be persecuted. Right here in America. You know? Why? Why is that? You know, and politically, now we're going to go back to, now that it's finally logged in, I'll show you guys, once again, what I'm talking about. And I'm going to keep doing this till it gets in your head. This says, ohio.gov. Secure login, as you see, secure login. Unemployment.ohio.gov. New claims. File a new claim. Info. Weekly claim. No weekly claims can currently be filed. You see this? No weekly claims can be filed. Now why is that? On the front of their site, I just said momentarily ago, it says continue to apply for benefits. Continue in case it gets extended. We want to count you statistically that you're unemployed so we can really... Huh? I have a friend here in Ohio. He's in his late 50s, 60s. He's African American. He called and said, what's going on? I called. They said, oh yeah, about the second week of June and the third week of June, it said deny. You know, we're waiting on Congress what's going to happen. And then you see what happens. Why? Why is the American people being shown and being done this, you know? It comes down to, you know, forgiveness. It comes down to acceptance and understanding and allowing God to reach people. We're going to take our first real long break, and then I'm going to come back with you with some scripture from the Word of God that talks about what Christians are supposed to do for people that are unemployed and poor. We'll be right back.